Hey everyone, it's Tom at Coach Credit Fix, where the road to fixing your credit begins here with you. So I get messages all the time from people that don't necessarily need to fix their credit. They just need to establish credit. Maybe you're one of those people that always pays cash for everything. Maybe your car, you paid cash for it. You don't have credit cards, so you pay cash with everything that you do. And you just never really needed a trade line for anything. And then maybe all of a sudden, all of a sudden the car that you maybe recently paid cash for expires and it's beyond repair. You don't have the money to buy a new car with cash, so all of a sudden you need to tap into some credit, right? Or you all of a sudden need a credit card, and so you need to apply for credit. Well, not having a line of credit, not having a credit score can be just as hard and damaging to you as having bad credit, okay? So let me tell you a little story about a guy that I know. So I got divorced about 4 years ago, and going into that marriage for like 9 years, I decided I didn't want any credit cards. I was paying cash for everything. I wasn't having any issues whatsoever. If I needed a new vehicle, I simply would just walk into the credit union, get approved, and so I had a trade line there. But I never had anything other than those trade lines for the car. I was paying rent where I was at, and I decided I didn't need credit cards. Now all of a sudden, I go into my divorce. My car is paid off, so I haven't had a car payment in, gosh, like 7 years. No credit cards, nothing. And then all of a sudden, I decide, hey Susan, all of a sudden I decide that I need to use my credit. And when I pull my credit, I have nothing going on there. So here's just a couple of tips of what I did to quickly establish my credit score. My current credit score sits at 804. Now, 804. I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm just telling you that's where I am now, and this is where I began. So the first thing I wanted to do is see if I can claim my rent payments that I had been doing for a number of years, if I can claim that on my credit report. Because the philosophy is if I miss a payment, my landlord can turn me in, and that affects my credit score, right? So with that being said, I found a company called Credit My Rent, where not only can you claim your current on-time rental payments, but you can also claim the last 24 months of your on-time rental payments for just a small monthly fee. How small? Like less than $7 a month. That's pretty small. So I did that. I paid a little more as a sign-up fee to get the last 24 months. So that was retroactive. So now all of a sudden, I have a trade line. From not having anything, I have a trade line of 24 on-time rental payments. So now, because I don't have a credit score, going out and applying for a credit card, something that I loathed at the time, now what am I going to do? So I went out and I found 2 secured credit cards. I put a $200 line of credit down, meaning that I paid $200 for each card, and then I simply used one of them for gas, and I simply used one of those for just small little things that I needed to do, and then I made sure that I tried my best to pay those off at the end of every month, but at least keep them below 10%. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any more than $20 remaining balance on that card if it was a $200 card. Okay, I wanted to make sure that my balance was always below the 10%. So I did those 2 things. I also found the company